What's up, everybody? This is Positive Finances. For those of you that don't know me, I am Jose, and today I'll be showing you some oil stocks that I have been investing in on my Robinhood app. If you do not have Robinhood and are interested in it, I will have a link in the description box below. If you use my link, both you and I will be able to get one free stock each. That'd be valued anywhere between $300 to $500. This does not cost you anything. It helps support the channel. It just helps both you and I get a free stock. So why not? Go for it. Check it out. Description box below. All right, so as many of you know, the stock market has been in a decline since the beginning of the year, really since I want to say November. Black Friday last year of 2021 is when it's just been flat out declining, this whole time. It's had its little ups and a lot of downs since. Based on current situations, I do have one type of stock that has just been blowing it up. I got one here that in the past 3 months I've gone up 100% already, and that particular commodity is oil. So I've been investing in oil stocks for about, I want to say, a year and a half now, and within that year and a half I have been able to achieve over 300% profit growth, especially on one particular stock. I got 3 of them that I'm going to show you. I'm just going to go ahead and show you all 3. I'm just trying to share some information with you guys so that way maybe you guys aren't aware. You're looking for a stock that you could potentially get some growth out of based off of what's currently happening with Russia and Ukraine. You already know when it comes to the whole supply and demand, Russia is a big distributor for oil. And with a lot of things happening right now between Russia and Ukraine, the oil stock market has been going up. And currently right now, I don't see an end to this. I don't see something going back to normal anytime soon. So that means there's potentially a lot of room for profit if you were to invest into some oil stocks. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the ones that I've been investing in that I have been making great gains with the past 3 months, even though all my other S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, all those other stocks that I'm investing in, even though that market has been taking a hit, these oil stocks have just been doing fantastic. So without further ado, let me go ahead and take you into the Robinhood app. I'm going to show you some information about these oil funds. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the Robinhood app so that way I could walk you through it. Today I've gotten some fantastic returns, up $9,900 from today, and that is mainly from the oil stocks. It's been like this for a little while now. In the past week, we're up $23,000, 18%, because like I said, it's been mainly because of the oil funds. Same thing in the past 3 months, up 40%, and an extra $45,000 in 3 months when everybody else, their stocks are going down because they're invested into the overall market or investing big into crypto. Right now, these oil stocks are the ones that are killing it, going on up. For the past 3 months, they've been doing so. So I'm going to go ahead and just scroll on down. So in my top 3 stocks that I'm invested in is Gush, UCO, and NRGU. All right, so here for NRGU, this is a 3x leverage. So leverage, if you're not sure what leverage means, here you see on the upper left-hand corner where it says leverage in yellow, you can go ahead and click on that. And then Robinhood's going to show you the meaning for the leverage. It's going to show you some examples. So basically here it'll describe, like here towards the very center of your screen now, you see where you see a 2x, I'm going to click on the 3x. So this is what's going to show. So basically what it says is that leverage tries to replicate certain markets on what they do. So if the market is a 1, based off the leverage, if it's a 2x leverage or 3x leverage, it's going to try to replicate whatever that 1 is doing x that amount of times. So for example, for this particular one, it's a 3x. So if the oil market, for example, would go up, let's say 1%, then in theory this 3x is supposed to go up 3%. All right, on that same token, if it goes down 2%, then this same one would go down 6%. So they have on here the full description of this leverage. So when you get a chance, by all means, if you have Robinhood already, go ahead and read the whole little description. It's got a lot of information on here so that way you can get more educated as far as on the leverage. But I don't want to go too deep into it because I want to be able to continue showing you the stocks that we are investing in. All right, so again, so the first one that we were investing in is the NRGU. It's Microsectors US Big Oil 3X Leverage ETN. All right. Today, right now, it's currently worth $337 as of today's recording, which today is 1 March 2022. If you look at its 1 week performance, it is up 18.45%. If you look at the 1 month performance, it is up 26.3%. 3 months performance, it is up 128% in 3 months. That is more than double than what it was 3 months ago. Right? When you compare this to other stocks, as we're saying S&P 500 or something similar to that, you're not going to see those type of returns within that time period. Okay, we got to understand how supply and demand works, and right now with this chaos and crisis that's currently happening, oil is one of those commodities that is in demand, but supply is threatened. So right now the value of it has been going up. All right, so we're going to continue looking at it here, and we see the 1 year performance, it's up 144%. Now the 5 year, when we look at the 5 year, this particular fund has started back then in April 19th of 2019 is when it initially started. It was initially valued at $1,000, and then from there it just kind of, between 2019, it just kind of plateaued. It was maintained around $800 to $900 until COVID hit, and that's when it just tanked. All right, and then from there, now we've just been on a steady recovery, slowly but surely on up after COVID, because there's more people traveling, more people moving, there's more demand for oil, for planes, on cruise ships, and etc. So that's why we have been seeing these rises in the past year. Okay, so from here, we're gonna go ahead and let's learn a little bit more about this particular fund. So we'll go ahead and scroll down, and then here we're gonna go into the about section. So we'll hit the more, open more. So about Microsectors US Big Oil 3X Leverage. NRGU tracks 3 times the performance of an equal weighted index of US and oil gas companies. The listed names for NRGU is Microsectors US Big Oil 3X. The number of holdings for this one here is 10 holdings. And as we can go up, as I was saying, I started buying about, I want to say maybe 1.5 years ago. Average cost right now $87, and I'm currently up a grand total of, the percentage-wise, grand total of 285% on this particular stock. And half of that was just within the last 3 months alone. Okay, I am totally looking forward to the next 3 months when it comes to this oil fund. All right, so the next one I'm going to take you to is Gush. Ticker symbol, you can see it up here in the upper left hand corner, GUSH. It's a leverage fund as well, but unlike the previous one was a 3x leverage fund, and this one is a 2x leverage fund. Okay, right now, as far as for performance for today, it was up 4%. In the past week, it has been up 22%. Month, 25%. The past 3 months, it has been up 47%. Not as good as the previous one that we just discussed. In the past year, it is up 82%. Now, the one other thing we're going to look here in the past 5 years. Now, in the past 5 years, this one was doing up fantastic. It was up in like 8,000s or etc. is what it was currently at. All right, so I know what you're probably thinking. Be like,
oh my God, Jose, that one looks horrible. Look at all the red. It dropped so much. 99% that it dropped from 5 years ago.
This is the thing about this. This, to me, is not a long-term investment the same way that I would invest into the S&P 500. Okay? Leverage funds are more for short-term returns is what these are mainly for. Okay? So I'm not trying to hold this for the next 10, 15, 20 years. It is possible that it'll go up. I don't know. But the way that it's been going and currently the situation that we are at, these type of funds are just funds that are good to take advantage of the situation of, as far as like COVID, where the economy came down, and right now there's supply and demand issues. So these are some funds that are good for a year, 2, maybe 3 years down the road. By that time, everything should be back to normal, and stocks like these will probably end up plateauing and reach their max peak by that time, possibly. So Personally, when I go to invest into these, I am going into more of a shorter term mentality, which is 1, 2, possibly 3 years down the road max. Holding on to them. I've been holding on to them for a year and a half, and so far they've been doing fantastic. So when it comes to this fund here in particular, as you can see, as I move, as I move this little line over from left to right, right to left, you can see how the prices start changing. I am currently here where it's at around $133 the stock. I am not thinking that it's going to make it back to what it was. There's no way I'm thinking it's going to make it to this point, to $4,000. No, ain't gonna happen. I don't think so. I highly doubt it. All right, but if I could possibly make it to this little chunk that's down here, so if I can get to this little spot to around the 359 mark, which honestly I think it's very doable at the rate that this is going. If I could just make it to the 359, I am more than doubling the current amount that it's at. So if I were to buy any more stocks right now at the moment, there's a very good likelihood that I could potentially double my investment. All right, so I'm trying to set up some type of realistic expectations onto here. I'm not trying to go be greedy. Hey, make it up, go to the moon. Let me see if I could possibly reach 1,000 or whatever. No, I'm just gonna try to set up some realistic expectations. At the rate that it's going, it can potentially hit $300, and then from there, I'll think about cashing out. All right, so let's go ahead and just look at a little bit more about this particular one. As we see here, again, 1 year, it's currently at 82%. But we'll go ahead and scroll down. Since I've had it, I've had a total of 266% return on my investment. As far as to scroll down some more, you'll see here the number of holdings. It has 65 holdings in its portfolio, and it's been around since 2015. You can click here on the show more, where it talks a little bit more about it. It says Gush is a 2x daily exposure to an equal weighted index of large oil and gas exploration and production companies. So now you're aware about Gush, so now it's going to go ahead and move on over to my favorite one out of all of them, my good old friend UCO. Hands down, out of the three, this is my favorite one, and this is why. All right, today we have a 12%, just today alone, 12% during the market rise. After that, it was a 2% on the after hours. For the week, we have a 19% growth. For the month, we have a 33% profit. For the 3-year mark, we have a 109% profit. And for the year, we have a 168% growth. Now, for the 5-year, just like the other ones, they have gone down. All right, but like I was telling you, I don't plan to keep these for an extended period of time. I'm just riding the wave up nice and slow, because as you can see, from the moment that it crashed, it has just been slowly but surely trickling up little by little. And this is what I plan to do. Just ride it up. As long as it stays like this, slow and steady, I am totally okay with that. All right, so at the end of the day, slow and steady wins the race. Okay, so let's say here, we're looking at the 5-year mark right now. We are at a 150 that it just went up, right? Because it's been going up for after hours. And let's say right here for 2019, the average around 2019 was sitting around 470. Okay, so I don't have the expectation of it getting back to where it was before, which was the 470 mark. But if it could possibly get to around the 300 mark, right, that is a potential double of what is currently worth right now. Okay, so to me, I'm just trying to set up a little bit more realistic terms. As I mentioned earlier, it is slowly going up, slowly and steady. And then from here, I'm just planning on, if it could potentially hit a 300, then I could potentially double my current investment. All right, so getting some information for the UCO to see where it's at right now. This is the About section, and UCO provides a 2x. All right, now like our first one, as I mentioned earlier, that does 3x, this one does a 2x, and the total number of holdings, as you can see here towards the middle left, it has 17 total holdings. All right, so the description here, UCO provides 2x for daily returns of an index of futures contracts of WTI crude. This listed name for UCO is ProShares Ultra Bloomberg Crude Oil. All right, it was established in 2008. Now, as far as for the year and a half that I've had it so far, I have been able to get a whopping 369% return on my investment. That has been a fantastic investment, and potentially, at the way that things are currently going, I foresee that I can potentially get at least another 100 to possibly 150% return if it continues the way it has been going so far since the crash. As I mentioned earlier, here in the crash, it just came down to here, and as you can see, it has just been slowly but surely going up. All right, so I've gone over the three that I'm currently invested in. I'm currently invested in NRGU, currently invested in GUSH, and I'm invested in UCO. And out of the three, as I mentioned earlier, my favorite one is UCO. And the main reason that UCO is my favorite one is because the other two, you kind of have to have a heart for it, because the other two are more volatile. They'll have some high highs and some low lows kicking in, all right? Versus throughout the year and a half that I've had these three, UCO has consistently, it's been like the turtle. You know, when the turtle racing against the rabbit, it has been consistently just making little adjustments, trickling on up slowly but surely to the point that now it has surpassed the other two. So when it comes to performance, overall performance and path that it's had, it has been the least volatile, and currently right now is delivering the best return on investment overall. Now, by all means, don't take this as me trying to tell you, hey, go out there and start buying as many oil stocks as possible. Okay, I am sharing with you my current personal experience and what I am currently planning to do. Now, this should be food for thought. That's what this video is for. Okay, if you are looking for a possibility to invest into something that has been going up pretty well for the past year and a half, and potentially it looks like it'll continue going up well for another possible year and a half in the future, then this is something you could look into. Do your research, check it out, look into it. Check out the three that I was telling you. One was GUSH, GUSH, the other is NRGU, and again, as I was saying, my favorite one is UCO. Compare them, check them out, and if it looks like something that it could possibly suit you, then by all means, go for it. Now, by all means, don't try to be that person that goes YOLO, try to go all in, on one particular stock or one particular sector, okay? You always want to make sure that you're diversified, right? As I mentioned earlier, I'm using Robinhood for these oil ones. I also have other investments in here. I do have some cryptos, and I do have some other investments as well that I can share with you guys later on in another video. I also have other apps that I use. I use M1 Finance for some investments, and I use Webull as well for other investments. So I am pretty much diverse. I'm spread around in different sectors, different areas, just not all in on this. This just so happens to be, out of all the ones that I currently have right now, the way the market is currently performing, this is the one sector that I'm investing in that has been doing outstanding. I mean, it's been the rock star so far, on it. So I just want to share this information with you guys, so again, you guys could look at it, and if you are possibly thinking about maybe trying to get into some oil ones, then check these out and let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments below, what type of sectors are you currently investing in? How's your portfolio doing? Is it going up? Is it going down? Are you also in the oil sector? Are you in other areas that you're potentially doing great in? Just let us know in the comments below. If you like this video and want to see more, do me a favor and give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click on the notification bell to be notified every time I release a new video.